Good evening. I am Rachel Herrera, lone female commissioner of the Climate Change Commission, and it is my honor to deliver this message on behalf of Senator Loren Legarda. This panel session features inspiring stories from women taking leadership in climate action, women who champion gender equality in the decision-making process of sectors that remain heavily dominated by men, women and their efforts that continue to close the gender gap and advance the fight against climate change. I'd like to start by telling my story. When I ran as senator in 1998, I was warned to be prepared to lose if I espoused the environmental agenda. During my re-election year in 2007, many thought I was out of my mind as I championed the climate change agenda. But I took a leap of faith. In both years, I was victorious. I became the only female in Philippine history to top the Senate race twice, proving that a woman with a heart for the environment can win the votes of the people amidst the politics of men. But winning the elections was just the start. I wanted to deliver on legislation that would respond to the people's needs. I wanted to make the connection that protecting the environment also means taking steps to ensure food security, to enhance livelihood and health services, provide shelter, cement peace, and embrace sustainability. In my 3 terms in the Senate, I have authored several landmark laws on environment and climate change, including the Clean Air Act, the Clean Water Act, the Ecological Solid Waste and Management Act, Environmental Awareness Education Act, Renewable Energy Act, Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Act, and the Climate Change Act, creating the Climate Change Commission and its amendatory law, which provides for the creation of a local climate finance mechanism called the People's Survival Fund. I also chair 3 committees in the Senate, namely the Committee on Foreign Relations, which facilitated the Senate concurrence on the President's ratification of the Paris Agreement, the Committee on Climate Change, which I sought the creation of, and the Committee on Finance, which facilitates the exercise of the Senate's constitutional power to make recommendations in our national budget. Transforming our budget into a climate-resilient budget is an initiative that I started 3 cycles ago. We continue to find ways to raise the proportion of climate-tagged government programs, using the budgeting process as a wieldy tool in the goal to build resilience. It would not be enough to just lay down the policies. Appropriate funding must also be provided to enable a genuine transformation, and we know that much more needs to be done, especially when it comes to addressing the urgent needs of the most vulnerable communities. I am very much inspired by women-led adaptation efforts in the Philippines, including agroforestry practices by women farmers in Montalban, Rizal, and capacity-building activities by the Alliance of Women Environmentalists in Caranglan, Nueva Ecija. We need to communicate more about their stories and yours that convey not the vulnerability of women in times of disasters and displacement, but their role as leaders and holders of valuable knowledge and skills that drive climate action and ambition. And with the release of the IPCC report on 1.5 degrees that urges unprecedented levels of climate action in all aspects of our society, we must show that women can rise to the challenge and lead the 1.5 revolution for a safer, more humane, and more sustainable world. Thank you very much.